Well, Yashasvi Jaiswal's dismissal sparks a controversy. No movement in ultra-edge technology, but third umpire rules Yashasvi out. India lose fourth test against Australia. BCCI says Yashasvi Jaiswal was clearly not out. What happened there really is the big question. No movement in ultra-edge technology, which has in fact led the third umpire to rule that Yashasvi Jaiswal out. India lose the fourth test against Australia as an outcome of that. BCCI is adamant that this was clearly not out, is what the BCCI said. Nitin getting in more details. BSSI not mincing any words there, Nitin, in saying that Yashasvi Jaiswal was not out. But what is it that they're going to do about this, given that India has lost the fourth test against Australia?
Well, I mean, technically you can't do anything because match is over. India has, lost the fourth test match in Melbourne, and Australians have taken advantage. But what happened on the ground was, more concerning and more serious because the way Jaiswal was given out by third umpire is something very, very, concerning. On-field umpire went upstairs to check with the third umpire what exactly has happened because the ball was on the backside of the bat. So on-field umpire could not see that. But again, keeping all the technology in mind and all the available sources in mind, third umpire given out to Jaiswal. But there was a, when he checked the sneakometer, there was a flat line. There was no movement at all. But there was a deflection. So by having that idea, the third umpire had a conclusive evidence against Jaiswal and he gave him out. But this is something very interesting. I mean, there are not only one instead, but again there was a second out which was given to Akash. There is also a difference, between bat and ball. So there are two, big controversies over there, two big questions which ICC needs to reply because. I mean, BCCI, they are clearly saying that Jaiswal was not out. So, I mean, this actually cost India because Jaiswal was closing to his century also. And again, Akashdeep, if he would have there, we would have managed to draw this match. But again, we have lost it, and huge controversy on Jaiswal's, out.
Yes, BCCI, this was a clear case of Jaiswal being not out. Remember, we're telling you about Yashasvi Jaiswal, the dismissal of whom has sparked a huge controversy. No movement in the ultra-edge technology, but third umpire has ruled Yashasvi Jaiswal out. India lose the fourth test against Australia. BCCI says Yashasvi Jaiswal was clearly not out. That's what, in fact, Rajiv Shukla has gone on to say. This comes after a controversial decision that was taken. As far as DRS is concerned, India losing the fourth match against Australia. Yashasvi Jaiswal, many talk about the fact, is in fact, or rather was a victim of the DRS. A huge DRS controversy is what is now being spoken about. BCCI not mincing their words. Now, the team has been left fuming as well when this decision was taken, ruling Yashasvi Jaiswal out. Jaiswal was actually looking in brilliant form against the Australian bowlers, but his gritty knock came to an end as he was caught behind of the bowling of Pat Cummins. Jaiswal decided to pull a short delivery from Cummins, but the ball went behind and was caught by Alex Carey. Well, the umpire did not think that there was any edge involved. The Australia cricketers looked confident as they opted for a review there. Harshit, in fact, is getting in more details on that story. Harshit, clearly it is being said that Jaiswal was not out. Third umpire should have taken note of what technology was suggesting. Just take us through the technicalities of this. How does this really work?
Sure, Sneha. So a couple of things that need to be borne in mind over here. Yes, of course, it's a gray area. Let's not make any mistake about it. But there is one thing that everyone needs to understand over here. We are playing out the live visuals of what exactly panned out. It was a crucial juncture, which is why many Indians would feel aggrieved. Now, the couple of things that need to be borne in mind. When you see Snicko, this is the foolproof technology, which doesn't mostly go wrong. 99 out of 100 times, you will see Snicko not go wrong. Perhaps the one time over here, though, because there weren't any murmurs, there weren't any deviation that you could see in the graphic that was just there. However, what the third umpire has gone with is what he saw visually. The visual evidence was given much more priority than foolproof technology, and this is what technology then later showed you as well. You look at the trajectory of the ball after there's contact over there, minimal though, but then the trajectory of the ball changes. So perhaps you could say the right decision perhaps being made, but there is something that's not going to look good because there was 100% technology available as well, and that was the Sneeko. The Sneeko did not show much, however, there was contact. Visuals also showed that there was some sort of contact. Perhaps that rare occasion, as I was saying, where there was where Sneeko could not pick it. However, visuals did show, and that's what the umpire has now gone with. The umpire went ahead again. This is a little, it's a breakaway from convention of sorts. You don't usually go with what the visual evidence suggests, but the third umpire in this particular case going with the visual evidence, and that clearly showed you that yes, there was a bit of a deflection there. The Sneeko showing a completely different story, but look at the ball trajectory as well. Look at the ball tracking. It shows you the moment that there was a little bit of contact, the path of the ball changes, and perhaps as much as we don't probably like it, perhaps the right decision was made.
Just tell us a little about the technicalities here. What was the third umpire's call? What was the on-field umpire's call? Just explain that to us as well, Harshit.
Because the edge Sneha was extremely thin over there. In fact, could not be heard by the on-field umpire. The on-field decision that was made was not out. So there was two things that the on-field umpire Joe Wilson, I think it was, that was not clear with. First was the contact. The on-field umpire was not sure whether there was a definite contact or not. Number two, because the ball died on the wicketkeeper Alex Carey. After that, you see, he really had to jump forward to get hold of the ball. The third umpire wanted to check whether the ball was caught cleanly as well or not. So those were the two things that the umpire had to sort of bear in mind, and there you see had to dive forward Alex Carey to be able to get that catch. So these are the two things that the third umpire wanted to clarify. Once he was convinced that the ball had made contact with the glove, he got he could make half the decision, and the other half of the decision, he got confirmation on that once he saw that the ball was collected cleanly by the wicketkeeper. So once those two things were clear in the third umpire's mind, then the on-field umpire Joe Wilson was told to go ahead and reverse his decision from not out